What's up guys, CJ here, bringing you another sorcery combo video. It sounds like people were excited about the last one and really wanted to get these deep dives into combos and sorcery. So I wanted to make a second follow-up video because I've heard about a couple more, although I want to say I had nothing to do with these. They were posted by other people. They were not my brainchild. I thought maybe one of them might be possible, but so full disclosure, this was not my discovery. Within like 10 minutes of me posting that video yesterday, Chris from Baltimore, aka Nunchative, let me know about a combo with Dame Britomart here, our goodest lady, and then it sounds like somebody posted a combo on day 2 of the release of Arthurian Legends. His name is Xanth. He was in the Brewers page, so check him out. But he basically posted one with Lady Iseult. So it sounds like sorcery basically gave combos to all of our best ladies from Arthurian Legends, and I'm really excited to show you these. Yesterday's combo featuring Vivian the Enchantress, you can check out the video from yesterday. It's a whole lot of fun. It's a little bit janky, but it's doable. Dame Britomart actually slots into an existing deck already, almost as is, so it makes the Candelabras Monk snack combo even more consistent, which I think is actually a good thing, because this is a deterministic combo, meaning you don't have to watch your opponent play Solitaire. If they got it, they win. And then I think the most dangerous of all of these is Lady Iseult, because she's actually very playable. I think that this combo will show up in tournaments and could even take down a tournament. It's not easy. It requires like 6 cards like everything else, but it's probably the most dangerous of all of them. But we'll just start off with the Dame Britomart combo. So I don't know if you guys know about the Candelabras Monk snack deck, but I think the first person I saw who posted this was Kyle Scourge Alters back in Alpha Beta, and basically it revolves around the Candelabras Monks. It's an infinite turns deck, or maybe not infinite, but it's a extra turns deck. Candelabras Monks is 3 mana, 1 air threshold, and 2 power. It says Death Rite proceed to the end phase. Essentially, when you can pair this with Crave Golem attacks a nearby unit at the start of every player's turn. That's both players, and it doesn't have to tap, it doesn't have to be untapped, it just does so. So if you can get Crave Golem to kill the Candelabras Monks at the start phase of your opponent's turn, then they move straight to the end phase and do nothing. They just immediately end their turn, and you get to have basically an extra turn. And so that deck was already kind of scary, but it was a little bit hard to pull off. This does not make it any easier to pull off, and as Kyle already said, you don't need infinite turns. You just need a couple extra turns to get you there. Usually it wins with Jin combo. But the reason that I kind of like this combo, even though that deck is unfun to play against, is that this is a deterministic combo. So whereas previously you would have to use Candelabras Monks and Crave Golem and Kythera Mechanism and Raise Dead to get extra turns to try to win, even if you could string together 5 or 6 extra turns, which is, I think maybe you can get 11 total in the game, you didn't have a guaranteed win. So your opponent still had to watch you play Solitaire for up to half an hour while you tried to figure out how to win with the combo. Now I'm sure Kyle can do it in like 10 minutes because he's the author of this deck and knows exactly what he's doing, but most of us just trying the deck out, I remember the first time I played this deck, it takes a long time to try to muddle your way through this combo and figure it out, and it's not very fun for your opponent to watch you take 6 turns while they do nothing. I like this because it's deterministic. So basically, Dame Britomart has, if she would successfully attack an enemy site, she may summon a mortal from your cemetery to her location instead. Well, our Candelabras Monks are mortals. So if this is in the graveyard and she attacks an enemy site, you bring back the monks, then you go to their turn. On their turn, the Crave Golem kills the monks, and it moves back to your turn. Now here's the trick, or here's the hang-up. Crave Golem will then attack Dame Britomart because she, theoretically, is the only legal unit to attack, and she should be the closest to the Golem because it had to kill the Candelabras Monks on the same site last turn. She's got 3 power, it's got 3 health, it'll die. So that's where you have to add 1 additional card to this deck to make it work, and that is Shield Maidens, because she reduces the damage by 1. Crave Golem can still kill the Candelabras Monks, but Dame Britomart won't kill the Crave Golem. So with this combo, essentially every turn, the Dame attacks a site, brings back the monks, you pass to the enemy turn. On the enemy turn, the Crave Golem kills the monks. I guess one more thing, you do need Kythera, although this deck doesn't really work without Kythera Mechanism. And the reason for that is Crave Golem attacks a random unit within its range of motion, and so that means that you don't want to have a 50-50 shot of the enemy getting a turn because it attacked Dame Britomart instead of Candelabras Monks. So you need to choose that random outcome with Kythera Mechanism, which lets you determine all random outcomes. So again, Dame attacks the enemy site. She brings back Candelabras Monks. You have to have some payoff in order to win. Even a Foot Soldier will work here. Foot Soldier attacks for 1. Great. Then, on the enemy turn, Crave Golem will attack the Candelabras Monks, killing them, proceeding to the end phase. It goes back to your turn. Then you attack the site, you bring back the Candelabras Monks with Dame, and then past the turn, Crave Golem will attack the Candelabras Monks, and you see where I'm going here. It's infinite turns, it is deterministic, there's nothing that it can do to interrupt this once it's begun. Again, you have to have Shield Maidens to make sure that the Crave Golem doesn't kill itself on Dame at the start of your turn, because it does happen on every player's turn. But like I said, if you have even a 1-power minion, you will be able to take infinite turns, you can bring them to 0, and you can win the game. Again, I like this because it's deterministic. Once you've got this loop going with all of these cards, and it's a lot of cards, but once you've got it going, there's nothing they can do, and you can just be like, great, good game, it's over. They don't have to watch you play solitaire, they don't have to make you have it, it's just, I've got this, there's nothing you can do, the game is over. And while that sounds bad, like Kyle said, you don't need this combo to win with this deck, but this makes it deterministic, so you don't actually have to watch them play solitaire, and that's why I like it. Now we're going to move on to what I think is actually the best combo in the game right now, and that is Lady Iseult. I don't know if you guys have seen this deck rolling around, but there is a beast deck that runs all of the cheap beasts in Sylvan Splendor, which says whenever you cast a beast or a fairy to an affected site, draw a spell. The spell for the affected site is successfully attacked. But essentially, you cantrip with every beast you can play. And the first person I saw who made this was my guy Mike, aka Bloom on Discord. He sent me this list within a day or two of the new set coming out, and he was like, hey, what do you think of this? And I just didn't quite get it, because he was playing a bunch of 1-mana creatures and saying, oh, but I can draw cards off of them. I'm like, yeah, but they're like 1-mana creatures. How good can that be? But apparently it's pretty good. He was telling me it really does pretty well. You do need to get Sylvan Splendor, but once you can get that, it just pops off. You can play like 15 power worth of creatures, draw a bunch of cards, and then you have a full hand and a bunch of power on the field. So pretty good. I've also seen Zalem play this deck, and Zalem added the Panoptic Manuscripts, which allows him to trade his 1-mana cheap creatures for essentially 2 cards, because he gets a card for Sylvan Splendor, taps them, draws a card off of Panoptic Manuscripts, and so he gets through his deck pretty quickly to find whatever he needs in order to win. Pretty cool. The reason I think that this is the most dangerous combo is because you don't need to add almost anything for this combo to pop off, and the deck is already decent. I haven't played it myself, so I can't tell you how good, but I've seen them play, and they've both done fairly well with it. But that combo piece is Lady Iseult. So Lady Iseult says if a nearby allied minion would die, return it to hand. Great. The other thing is, probably one of the most broken cards in the game right now is the Ring of Morrigan. This doesn't feel like it's a bad thing to add to the deck. Yes, you have to find another unique, but you want this, right? If you're playing a bunch of 1-mana creatures, and it says, Bear has, whenever this unit casts a spell, they may deal 1 damage to target nearby unit, doesn't have to be an enemy, and you will gain 1 life. So even without using this combo piece, if you're playing a bunch of 1-drops, the Ring of Morrigan is already overpowered. You can play 4 1-drops and kill somebody's Dapperel Vampire and gain 4 life. It's insane. And you're, for what? For 1 extra mana? Unbelievable. But essentially, the combo is, you want a couple of 1-mana beasts, Sylvan Splendor to draw your cards, a spellcaster, which can be your avatar, or Fenvale Muse. And the reason I like Fenvale Muse is just because, she's able to be more mobile than your avatar, and Lady Iseult, and the Ring of Morrigan, and Hamlet. Okay, it's hard to pull off, but you're running all of these cards anyway, and that's kind of why I think this is dangerous, is because if you get, a third of these game pieces on the field, you're going to do really cool things. You don't need to have the full infinite combo to win, but you're going to want to assemble these anyway. But essentially, you've got a spellcaster, avatar, or Fenvale Muse, Lady Iseult, Hamlet to make your 1-cost beasts 0, Sylvan Splendor to draw through your deck, and the line is, you play something like Grain Sparrow. It doesn't have to be this one. It just wants to be a 1-mana beast. You play it onto your Sylvan Splendor. You will trigger the draw card effect, and you'll be able to trigger the Ring of Morrigan, which, for the first beast, maybe you just miss, or you ping something else. Great, fine. Then, you play a second Grain Sparrow, or another 1-mana beast. Triggers the Ring of Morrigan. You will then kill the first one. It will trigger Lady Iseult, which will turn it to your hand, and then you'll gain 1 life, and now you have that creature back in hand. But essentially, you play a 1-mana creature for free because of Hamlet. You will trigger the ring, kill the first 1-mana creature, return it to hand, and then draw a card with Sylvan Splendor. And then you'll play the second 1-mana creature, which is free because of Hamlet. You'll trigger the Splendor, draw a card, trigger the ring. You will deal 1 damage to the second 1-mana creature. It will return to your hand because of Lady Iseult. So you can see where I'm going with this. It's essentially play a free creature, and then kill a creature, goes back to hand, gain 1 life, so it's infinite life, and draw a card. So it's infinite card draw. You draw through your deck and you win. Sorry, wanted to add one more thing because I saw it a little bit late, but MV Magic actually posted in the Brewers channel as well that you can get infinite mana with this combo with Finwife. This is a little bit harder to pull off because it's an extra include and it requires a nearby enemy avatar, but essentially Finwife is a 2-mana creature that provides 2 mana if it's nearby an enemy avatar. So maybe if you're against like Battle Mage or Avatar of Earth, or if there have been some Earthquake shenanigans, this might work. But essentially if you cast the Finwife for 1 less mana, so for 1 mana total, because she's on Hamlet and she's ordinary, and the enemy avatar is next to your Hamlet, then she'll provide 2 mana. And then you can ping her down with Lady Iseult and the Ring of Morrigan and return her a hand. So you're playing a 1 mana creature which provides 2 mana if the enemy avatar is nearby. So you're netting 1 mana each turn. Essentially it's infinite mana. I probably wouldn't include this in the deck, mostly because it requires you to be against a mobile enemy avatar who's going to be close to you. The other option, I guess, is playing Hamlet as your home site and then playing something like Magellan's Globe. But again, this combo is very playable, but the Lady Iseult, Beast, Sylvan Splendor, Ring of Morrigan, Hamlet, that's already a deck. If you don't get the combo, that deck works perfectly well. It helps you draw through your deck anyway, and it actually has put up some decent results already. So I probably wouldn't include this one, but if you're trying to get infinite mana, this is definitely a way to do it. So shout out to MV Magic for figuring this one out too. You can also get infinite mana, like we said yesterday, with the Avalon Dryad and Vivian the Enchantress and the Standing Stone combo. But yeah, I think Lady Iseult might be the better combo. I think it's probably the best one we've got so far, and I think that it slots into a deck that is already successful, and all it's asking you to do is to play this creature, or play this minion, who is already pretty good. So I think if you want to play a combo deck right now, the Beast, Sylvan Splendor, Lady Iseult, Ring of Morrigan combo is probably the best one. Because the deck functions perfectly well without this combo. And then when you get this combo, you can just draw your entire deck and hopefully find a way to win. The other cool thing, also posted by Xanth on the 5th, was that this combos really well with the Squeakers. Squeakers have Deathrite, reveal your next 5 spells, summon all pigs of the Sounder from among them to the site, put the rest on the bottom in a random order. So this can be one of your 1-drop minions, and then when you kill them to return it to hand, you will then find all of your pigs of the Sounder. And then you can ping these guys if you'd like, because at this point you'll have multiple 1-drop, aka free, on Hamlet, which reduces the ordinary minion cost by 1, so free. You'll be able to kill these guys off to find all your Grand Old Boars. It's 10 damage. I don't know if that's good enough. You're not getting extra turns like with the Monk combo, but you are able to deal 10 charge damage, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, Lady Iseult, pretty good. I would pick up a copy of this before she gets too broken, because it sounds like people bought a lot of Vivian the Enchantress. Honestly, when we discovered this combo a few days ago with Vivian, she was $5. She's like 21 right now. So I would recommend picking up Lady Iseult because she's going to be broken as well. And it sounds like all the ladies from Arthurian Legends have broken combos. Queen Guinevere, I haven't found one yet, but it seems like a no-brainer that she will have an infinite combo. And Lady of the Lake, I don't know. She's a little bit harder to do. She shuffles into your deck. It's not like you can keep her around long enough to pull something off. But if all 3 of these ladies have an infinite combo, Lady of the Lake probably does too. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of these combos. Let me know if you like these shorter videos where I do kind of deep dives. I will be building this Lady Iseult deck because, like I said, I think this one's actually very competitive and playable. The Monk combo, we'll see. I'll probably build it eventually, but it's not as much, it's not my favorite. But Dame Britomart was the first unique I pulled, so I should probably give it a shot. And then Vivian the Enchantress is just cracked. I'll definitely be building that one. But like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. Let me know if you guys like these videos. Let me know down in the comments down below if you know more combos. Like I said, 10 minutes after my first combo video, I found out that people already knew about other ones. So I'm really excited to see what you guys cook up. Thanks, guys.